Why, hello there, Earthlings. I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to a video that nobody asked for. In this video, I'm drawing Amelie, kind of, with a pinch of salt. Her face, inspired by her face, but not necessarily her body. That's what I'm going with. If you're wondering, I used this photo here, which is a still from the film, to make my version. And I hadn't done a portrait in ages and I just really missed it, and I just had this I've had this craving for drawing a portrait like you would a cake or a cigarette, and so I've got my shit together and did a painting, because why wouldn't I? Painting, portrait. I got my shit together and did a portrait. And so the dream came to life. I've really missed doing portraiture apparently, and I feel really out of practice, like I've lost a little bit of my skill over time, but I've made yet another resolution to myself that I want to improve on my portraiture and my life drawing in the next few months. So that's another thing to add to my already infinite list of things I want to do. But what's life without being overworked and absolutely shattered all the time? I don't know. Ow. In other news, I'd probably go as far as to say the hair was my favourite part of the making of this drawing. I really enjoyed doing the hair, which is weird because usually not a fan of drawing hair, but something about her hair just did it for me. And then as far as her body is concerned, quote unquote body, I drew inspiration from some pieces that I was working on a few years ago. If I can get a photo, I'll add it in here. So as you can see, not a direct resemblance as far as her body's concerned, but a distant relative of some sort from outer space, perhaps. So that's the vibe I was going for there. In a minute you'll see a border just miraculously appear, and that's because I streamed on Twitch the progress of the border, and also, spoiler alert, I painted it at the end, but I also did that on my Twitch stream. So those parts are missing because I didn't record those as well, because that seemed like a lot of work and a lot of claustrophobic camera action going on. So those were on my live stream, but if you ever want to catch that, that's on Twitch, and my username's Emy Meowski there. That's always an option, or not if you're not into it. No pressure. And while we're on the topic of no pressure, I felt like once I'd started recording this, I was like, wow, it's got to at least somewhat resemble her, even though I am so out of practice. So as you can see in the background, I did square up the paper and the photo I was working at so that I could at least get the proportions of her face somewhat correct. And you know what? I think it worked out alright in the end. I left her eyes white because I wanted her to look a little bit haunted, because, well, why wouldn't I? And yeah, it absolutely fulfilled the craving and I really enjoyed doing it. So I think we can probably expect more portraits in the near future, along with those coasters I promised a couple of videos back, but I haven't been able to get to the shop to buy the wood that I need, and I'm still waiting for the little rubber feet for coasters to come through the post. So the second they arrive, I'm on it. And somewhere in my mind, I have been trying to establish a day that would be best for uploading, because I really want to get more consistent with a schedule, probably more for myself than anyone else, because I'm not sure anyone else notices nor cares, but that would be nice. I wanted to just sort of be like, oh well, Monday is my upload day, but it turns out life has become really turbulent That was weird. As I said turbulent, one of my ears kind of went deaf like I was on an aeroplane. I must be at high altitude right now. But yeah, an upload day would be good. So I am going to try and establish that, and then some like set streaming days. But I feel like life really just hasn't allowed me to lock it down the way that we've all been locked down. So, but I guess I can't complain that I'm feeling a lot more inspired now, and it's almost like the more I've been doing, the more art I'm inspired to create. So I'm really grateful for feeling like that. And it was kind of nice. I've always loved the film Amelie, and I've always kind of wanted to draw her as far as portraits go. So it's nice to have finally been able to do that as well. And I do feel like this voiceover may win an award for the most boring voiceover that I've done so far. So I guess it's endurance awards all round. Well done, congratulations, you've made it through. You can now do anything. You reached the final level. So it's probably a good time to say this is pretty much the end of the video. If you've liked what you've seen, not necessarily what you've heard, then please subscribe. I post a video every week at random. Nobody knows when. Even I'm not sure. It's a bit of a surprise for me too, but subscribe. I also post my artwork on Instagram if you want to follow me there, and I have been going live on Twitch quite regularly where I do artwork. We have a chat, it's nice. And I also have an Etsy shop if you happen to be in the market for buying a little bit of art. Otherwise, leave me a comment, let me know what you think, let me know you're not a robot. You are my hero. Take good care of yourselves.